Let you tell it. You was an orphan.
I was never an orphan. That was Batman. That's Batman's story. I'm a grandma boy.
Man,
I like to be in the neighborhood.
Stop hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay?
Man, the Harris household just got turned upside down, and this ain't the kind of drama you can just brush off. Things started spiraling when some private and seriously controversial photos allegedly tied to T.I.'s son hit the internet like wildfire. Within minutes, social media exploded. Fans, critics, and everyone in between dove headfirst into the chaos. Those pictures? Way too personal, bold as ever, and definitely not something anyone would want floating around the timeline. The online chatter didn't slow down. Shock, confusion, and outrage flooded the feeds. King tried to keep his cool and lay low, but the noise only got louder. Then came the real shocker. Rumors started circulating that T.I. made a ruthless move. Word is, he disowned his own son, cut him off completely, and did it all publicly. Yep, the same man who's always rapped about loyalty and family might have just slammed the door on his own blood. So how did it all spiral this far out of control? And how did it get this deep? Let's break down one of the wildest family scandals to shake the hip-hop world.
Right now.
So what is the real what do you feel like they got on you that they shouldn't have on you? Because I feel like with them probably seeing you grow up, they just got like, you can't be you.
Go. Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. Yeah, come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house. Yeah.
Let's keep it real. The Harris family used to be seen as hip-hop royalty. They had the fame, the money, the cameras, and that perfect family vibe. T.I., the self-proclaimed king of the South, wasn't just known for his bars and business moves. He was praised as a devoted family man, holding it down with his wife Tiny from the R&B group Escape. Together, they built a blended household of loud, bold, ambitious kids who became reality TV darlings, always smiling like they had it all figured out. But behind the scenes, things weren't nearly as picture-perfect. That polished image has been unraveling, fast, and at the center of the storm is their son, King Harris. What started as a few wild live streams and public outbursts snowballed into a full-on internet spectacle. From erratic behavior to straight-up reckless moves, King's name has been trending for all the wrong reasons. The tipping point came when private, and seriously personal, photos allegedly linked to King started circulating online. That's when the internet went into overdrive. It wasn't just King catching heat anymore. People dragged Tiny and T.I. into the mess too. The couple who'd once been praised as goals were suddenly being blamed for how their son turned out. And while the online crowd piled on, insiders claimed the real tension inside the Harris household was way worse. T.I., reportedly already fed up with King's past antics, had reached his breaking point. One insider put it bluntly, this ain't the first L, but it might be the last one. Then came the twist nobody saw coming. King showed up with a baby on the way. The mother, an older woman known online as Big Nana. Instead of congratulations, the news drew side eyes and speculation. Some said the pregnancy was just a distraction. Others called it a clout play. And whispers started that King might not even be the real father. It all boiled over when a viral TikTok claimed to leak a DNA test suggesting King wasn't the dad. Social media lost it. Memes, theories, think pieces. Everybody had something to say. Fans started wondering aloud, was the baby drama just a smokescreen? What was King really trying to hide? At first, T.I. and Tiny stayed quiet, but eventually Tiny clapped back, posting a family photo with the baby and calling the rumors straight-up clickbait. King's sister, Zanique Pullins, chimed in on Twitter with a sly jab. What aisle y'all find this tea on? Still, the internet wasn't convinced. The speculation only grew when an old clip of T.I.'s reaction to the baby news resurfaced. He didn't look proud, he looked shocked, almost like he knew trouble was coming. To make things even messier, old comments from Kodak Black about the Harris family started trending again. Back in 2019, during his beef with T.I., Kodak went on Instagram Live tossing out ugly, homophobic insults aimed at T.I.'s sons. At the time, most people brushed it off as typical rap beef trash talk. But now, with King's leaked photos and all these new rumors swirling about his private life, folks are wondering, did Kodak know something back then? Was it just reckless shade, or was there a hint of truth behind it? Now the internet is busy playing detective, connecting dots, re-watching clips, and asking whether the Harris family saw this storm coming. Were they already trying to cover things up before it hit the timeline? Was the baby shower and all those picture-perfect maternity photos just a PR move while drama brewed behind the scenes? Or were T.I. and Tiny just as blindsided as the rest of the world? To some, it's looking less like genuine family support and more like damage control. Between the paternity questions, the leaked photos, and Kodak's resurfaced comments, it's clear the saga is far from over.
Finished.
Hey, Kodak Black, you out of pocket, nigga. Fix that shit. Quickly. Expeditiously. Nigga. You out of pocket, nigga. Ain't nobody else gonna say it, nigga. I done said it to you, nigga. And if I see you, I'ma say it in your face, nigga. You out of pocket, nigga. Get yourself together.
For the ones who don't know the backstory, this T.I. versus Kodak beef goes way back. It all started in 2019 when Kodak made some wild, straight-up disrespectful comments about Lauren London right after Nipsey Hussle passed. The internet was on fire, and T.I., who's always been quick to speak up for the culture, came out swinging, demanding Kodak apologize. But Kodak, he didn't back down. Nah, he doubled down and went even lower. He didn't just come for T.I.'s music or his wife, he took aim at T.I.'s kids, especially King. And it wasn't just light trolling. It was personal. Real personal. At the time, most people just brushed it off as Kodak being his usual reckless self. But now, years later, with all the stuff going on around King, the leaked photos, the rumors, the chaos, Kodak's words feel way too specific to be random. When you line up the timing, it gets eerie. It's like Kodak knew something the rest of the world didn't. And here's where it gets even crazier. When T.I. clapped back at Kodak, he didn't address those low blows about his sons. His diss was all about ego and pride, not one bar defending King. Back then, it felt like strategy. Now it feels like a red flag. Like T.I. was trying to keep some skeletons locked in the closet. Fast forward to 2025, and King Harris's name is everywhere, but for all the wrong reasons. The leaked photos, the whispers about his personal life, the messy paternity rumors. And then King himself dropped a bombshell that made everything worse. In a raw, unfiltered moment, King said the perfect family life we all saw on T.I. and Tiny, the family hustle, was fake. According to him, they'd pick him up from his grandma's house just to film scenes for the show, then send him right back as soon as the camera stopped rolling. That confession cracked the whole polished family image wide open. It showed that behind the reality TV smiles, King was really raised by his grandmother, not the rap mogul and the R&B star the world thought were hands-on parents. And growing up under that kind of pressure without steady guidance, it leaves scars. And honestly, it shows. King's behavior has been all over the place. There was that viral video where he made a homeless man do the one-chip challenge for clout. That wild meltdown in a convenience store where he went off on a cashier. The flashy veneers that had people roasting him online. Even his public call out of the late rapper Fulio for a boxing match. Fans couldn't tell if it was for clout or just recklessness. Then came that NFL game meltdown, the one that broke the internet. What was supposed to be a father-son outing turned into a full-on scene. King started yelling at fans, puffing up his chest, and screaming about standing on business. Things got so heated that T.I. had to physically put his son in a headlock just to calm him down. That image, T.I. restraining his son in public, became a whole symbol. It wasn't just a dad disciplining his boy. It was a father desperately trying to reel his son back in before he went too far. It showed the cracks in the family's picture-perfect image and how far King had drifted from the legacy his parents built. And just when people thought the family would chill out and regroup, King got arrested. Cops allegedly found weed in his car. The timing couldn't have been worse. Just days before, he had released a music video flashing guns and talking heavy street life. For a young celeb already under the microscope, that wasn't edgy. That was reckless. Meanwhile, T.I. was trying to play both sides. On social media, he posted about giving his son grace, saying he's young and still learning. But behind the scenes, it was clear he was running out of patience. How many times can you call it a phase before people stop believing you? But here's the thing, this isn't just a story about wild outbursts and bad decisions. This is about a kid who grew up under enormous pressure with a last name that came with expectations he wasn't ready for. While T.I. and Tiny were out building their careers and their brand, King was mostly raised by grandma. That's a very different upbringing than the world assumed. And for a boy in the spotlight, without steady parental guidance, that can mess with your head. That's why King's online clapbacks hit different. Like when he said, "If I'm the ugliest person in the world, what does that make you?" That didn't sound like just a petty comeback. That sounded like frustration, maybe even pain. The words of someone judged more than loved, criticized more than guided. And maybe that's the real tragedy here. Beneath all the viral drama might be a young man crying out for help, drowning under headlines, gossip, and social media judgment. Now, the whispers about his personal life, his identity, his relationship with his parents, all of it is putting more distance between him and T.I. And the question is T.I. stepping back to protect his own image? Or is he just a father at his wit's end, not knowing how to reach his son anymore? Either way, the cracks in that family are showing. And every new headline, every mugshot, every awkward silence just cuts deeper. Looking back, it makes you wonder, why did T.I. and Tiny lean so heavily on grandma to raise their son when they had all the means to do it themselves? Was it the nonstop hustle, the demands of fame, or something more personal that they never talked about? Clifford Joseph Harris Jr., better known as T.I., was on top of the world in the 2000s. Albums like Trap Music, Urban Legend, and King turned him into a Southern rap legend. He was everywhere, running his label, starring in movies, and later doing reality TV alongside Tiny. On the outside, he looked like the definition of success. But when you're building an empire, something, or someone, often gets left behind. And that someone might have been King. Born in 2004, King was famous before he even understood what fame was. Cameras, lights, expectations, all before kindergarten. By the time T.I. and Tiny, the family hustle hit TV, the world thought they were seeing a picture-perfect family. But according to King, that was just a performance. They'd scoop him up from grandma's to shoot the show, then drop him right back when filming wrapped. That revelation made fans question everything. How could two superstar parents with all the resources in the world not raise their own son full-time? Some say it was the grind, tours, recording sessions, business deals. Others think maybe King's big personality made parenting more challenging. Whatever the reason, the job fell to grandma. And as loving as she might be, she couldn't replace the steady presence of two parents. King grew up loud, confident, and bold, qualities that were cute on a reality show kid but became a problem as he got older. His antics started making headlines for all the wrong reasons. The viral outbursts, the social media rants, the clashes with strangers, all signs of a young man searching for an identity, maybe even for validation. And that headlock moment at the NFL game, that wasn't just about discipline. It was years of built-up tension, frustration, and hurt exploding in public for the world to see. Then came the arrest, the mugshot, the rumors, all of it piling onto a young man already dealing with the weight of a famous last name. Through it all, T.I.'s public image as a protective father started to crack. Some saw a dad trying to help his son learn the hard way. Others saw a man more concerned about his own brand than his boy's well-being. Now, King Harris is at a crossroads. He's not a kid anymore. Every move he makes carries real consequences. Will he turn things around and rewrite his story, or keep spiraling under the glare of fame and scrutiny? One thing's for sure. In this era of leaks, screenshots, and nonstop judgment, there's no hiding anymore. So we gotta ask, is King Harris just another reckless young celeb making bad choices? Or is he the product of pressure, neglect, and a world that's been watching and criticizing him since he was in diapers? Did T.I. and Tiny wait too long to step in? Or is King determined to carve out his own path, no matter how messy it gets? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this breakdown had you rethinking the whole story, go ahead and smash that like button.